When we think of heroes, we imagine brave souls risking their lives for the greater good. However, some people earn their capes through sheer stupidity, greed, or criminal intent, accidentally saving the day while trying to break the law. Here are 15 times villains and fools became accidental legends. Number 1. A shoplifter fleeing from police accidentally ended a major bank robbery. While sprinting away with stolen goods and looking backward at the officers chasing him, he slammed full tilt into a man running the opposite way. The collision knocked the second man unconscious and sent a loaded gun skidding across the pavement. When police caught up, they realized the man on the ground was a violent bank robber carrying $50,000 in cash. The shoplifter was still arrested, but the bank rewarded him with $5,000, and he received a Citizen's Award for a tackle he never meant to make. Number 2. A drunk driver saved a woman from a kidnapping by crashing into her captor. At 2 a.m., a man driving under the influence ran a red light and T-boned a sedan. The impact was so violent it forced the other driver to flee on foot. When emergency crews arrived, they heard screaming from the trunk of the crumpled sedan and discovered a woman who had been abducted moments earlier. Though the drunk driver lost his license and faced jail time, the victim's family hailed him as a hero, claiming his reckless mistake was the only thing that kept her alive. Number 3. A high school prankster saved his entire school from a deadly explosion. Seeking to skip class, a student pulled the fire alarm, forcing hundreds of students and teachers to evacuate to the parking lot. 5 minutes later, a massive gas leak in the basement ignited, leveling a portion of the building. Had the student not pulled the false alarm, dozens would have been inside the blast zone. Instead of being expelled, he was honored by the mayor for his life-saving, albeit mischievous, intervention. Number 4. A burglar interrupted a home invasion while trying to rob the same house. The thief broke in through a back window, only to hear screams from upstairs. He stumbled upon an armed attacker holding a family hostage. Thinking fast, the burglar shouted, "Police, freeze!" The attacker panicked and jumped out a window, while the burglar fled out the back. The family credited the voice of God for their rescue, and when the burglar later turned himself in, the family successfully lobbied for his sentence to be reduced.
Number 5. A man dumping trash illegally saved lost hikers by accidentally starting a forest fire. To avoid dump fees, he unloaded old furniture in a remote forest and tried to burn it to hide the evidence. The fire grew out of control and he fled in a panic. However, the resulting smoke was spotted by a search helicopter that had been looking for 2 missing hikers for 3 days. Rescuers followed the smoke and found the dehydrated hikers nearby. The man was fined for the fire, but thanked by the families for providing the signal that saved their lives. Number 6. A car thief ended a high-speed police chase by sheer coincidence. After hot-wiring the car, the thief sped through a stop sign and smashed directly into a vehicle fleeing an armed robbery. The collision disabled both cars, allowing police to swarm and arrest the robbers. The thief was arrested for grand theft auto, but the police admitted that his bad driving prevented a dangerous chase from reaching a crowded city center, likely saving innocent bystanders. Number 7. A teenager discovered a hidden camera network while vandalizing a public restroom. While spray painting graffiti on the walls, the teen noticed an unusual lens hidden behind a small hole. He reported it to the police, which led to the arrest of a serial voyeur who had been filming hundreds of victims. Though he was charged with vandalism, the charges were dropped after victim advocacy groups celebrated him for exposing a major criminal operation. Number 8. A wire thief prevented a global cyber attack by accidentally cutting the power. While attempting to steal copper wire from an electrical substation, the thief severed a main line to a massive data center. At that exact moment, hackers were in the final stages of a data breach. The sudden blackout killed the servers and severed the hackers' connection, locking them out before they could steal millions in financial data. The thief escaped, unknowingly saving a multi-billion-dollar industry by being a common criminal. Number 9. A drunk man stumbling into traffic stopped a fleeing hit-and-run driver. The intoxicated pedestrian wandered into the middle of the street just as a driver who had just struck a cyclist was speeding away from the scene. The driver swerved to avoid the drunk man, lost control, and wrapped his car around a light pole. The driver was trapped and arrested, while the hero was so drunk he didn't even realize he had just taken a criminal off the streets. Number 10. An employee trying to sneak into work late accidentally stopped a terrorist. To avoid being caught arriving late, the staff member tried to bypass a side door security sensor, which inadvertently triggered a building-wide Level 5 lockdown. This trapped an intruder who had infiltrated the building to plant explosives. The lockdown prevented the attacker from reaching his target, and the employee, who expected to be fired, was instead given a security commendation.
Number 11. An urban explorer found 15 human trafficking victims while trespassing. The teenager broke into a condemned warehouse to take photos for social media. Inside, he discovered a locked shipping container filled with people being held against their will. He called 911, leading to a massive federal raid. The FBI gave him a certificate of bravery, ignoring the fact that he only found them because he was illegally trespassing on private property. Number 12. A man attempting insurance fraud accidentally shut down a dangerous pill mill. He faked a back injury to get a large opioid prescription to sell on the street. However, the doctor was so suspicious, prescribing hundreds of pills without even a physical exam, that the fraudster got scared and recorded the encounter on his phone. He turned the recording over to police to protect himself, which led to the doctor's arrest and the closure of a clinic that had fueled local addiction for years. Number 13. A shoplifter saved an entire community from food poisoning. While stuffing expensive steaks into his jacket, the thief noticed the meat smelled like rot and was strangely discolored. Despite being in the middle of a crime, he grabbed a manager and pointed out the hazard. A subsequent inspection found that a cooling failure had contaminated the entire shipment with deadly bacteria. The store was so grateful they didn't press charges for the theft. Number 14. A driver fleeing a traffic stop accidentally bombed a meth lab. The driver lost control of his car and crashed through the wall of a suburban garage. The impact ruptured a pressurized tank in a hidden meth lab, causing an explosion that forced a neighborhood-wide evacuation. The fire department discovered the illegal drug operation, which had been a ticking bomb for the neighbors. The driver went to jail for the chase, but the parents on the block thanked him for removing the hazard. Number 15. A package thief intercepted a bomb meant for a homeowner. A porch pirate swiped a heavy box from a doorstep and opened it in his getaway van. Inside was a motion-activated pipe bomb. Seeing the wires, the terrified thief drove to a police station and surrendered. The investigation revealed the homeowner was being targeted by an obsessed stalker. The thief was charged with mail theft, but the homeowner personally thanked him for stealing his death sentence. Sometimes the universe uses a bad person to do a good thing. Which of these accidental heroes do you think deserves to have their record cleared? Let us know in the comments, and if you love stories where the bad guys accidentally win for the rest of us, make sure to like and subscribe for more.